Hi, I'm Mark Keefe with American Rifleman, and this week's Gun of the Week is a Springfield Armory 1911. Now, of course, most people would think, oh, that's the modern Illinois maker. No, because back in 1914 to 1917, the U.S. National Armory in Springfield, Massachusetts, made a version of the 1911 pistol. And it was just like the Colt government model produced in Hartford, except, of course, it was made at Springfield. That was part of the deal that the U.S. government struck with Colt and, of course, John Moses Browning, was that they could make these guns themselves, so it wasn't just a single source provider. Now, this particular gun is a century old. It was made in April of 1916, and it's been through the works a little bit. But you can see some of the common features to the Springfield-made 1911. And of course, it says Springfield Armory USA here on the left side of the slide, and there are the Colt patent dates on the other side. Now, this gun has been through some refurbishment. As a matter of fact, the slide has been Parkerized, so we lose the eagle here that was part of the original Springfield marking. But of course, it says Model of 1911 U.S. Army on the slide. Now, this gun obviously was a U.S. government pistol at some time, and someone took a little bit of time to try and remove some of the markings. The eagle, of course, perhaps removed when it was Parkerized, but inspector's markings are missing from the frame. And here on the dust cover on the left side, it would have said U.S. government property or U.S. property, and that, of course, has been removed. There is a U.S. Army Ordnance bomb right here at the left rear of the slide, and this is the gun, the 1911, not the 1911A1. As such, it's got some features that you don't see on the World War II guns. In particular, there's no cutout here on the frame. There's a finger groove on the 1911A1. This, of course, is the long trigger. When you look at the sights, they're abysmal. These are terrible sights, but very emblematic of handgun sights in this era. You have just a little bump here in the front and a little tiny notch in the back. Now, the rear sight is windage adjustable by drifting it. And then if you look at the back of the gun, you have the flat mainspring housing. The 1911A1 has an arched housing. And of course, the hammer shape is different on the 1911. When you look at a standard 1911, it's a wider hammer. And of course, it's checkered there. It's not just merely notched. This gun has the checkered double diamond grips. Now, these are a little worn down, but that was what was issued on the original Colt 1911s and, of course, the Springfield 1911s. Now, Springfield went into production in 1914, and by 1917, they'd stopped making 1911s. They made 25,767 of these guns. But really, in 1917, the U.S. was going to war, and the Springfield Armory needed to make rifles. For more Gun of the Weeks, of course, tune in on Saturdays, and for more on vintage guns like this Springfield, go to AmericanRifleman.org.